Hey there everyone, how are you doing? Today I'm going to do two reviews on Lordhair products that I've been using for quite some time. The Thin Skin UTS and the Thin Skin S1V. Both units are very similar in regards to the base material. The quality is phenomenal. These two units on their website have amazing reviews from myself and from other people that have been using them with great success. The UTS and the S1V are both V-looped units, which means the individual hairs are not actually knotted. They're punched into the base and like a V. So the middle of the, from what I understand, the middle of the hair is punched into the base and the two ends of the hair actually stick out. So it makes it a little bit more realistic. I'm not a fan of any of the knots systems out there, whether it be a lace base or a poly base. You know, the benefit with the knot-based systems, in my opinion, is maybe the longevity holds up, but even though knots are small, I can still see them. I've been wearing hair for probably 15, 16 years, maybe even longer. I'm not going to tell you how long though. But the V-loop unit I like better. It sheds a little bit more, but anyway, my main goal here is to show you the differences between both. I want to show you the hairlines, the realisticness of them, and to tell you how the base actually feels on my head. So, a review of the UTS and the S1V unit. So this is how the product actually comes to me at my house. They're individually wrapped. This is going to be the UTS unit. I order it in number 2. And then the S1V unit, order it in hair color number 2. Both are human hair. I again get them cut to the style that I want at Lordhair for an extra $20. They can cut your hair. Saves me so much money and time here in Kansas City to actually get the base cut and the haircut for me. It works every single time. So here's the actual underneath side of both units. This is the UTS unit. This is the S1V, and from visually looking at it, they look really similar, right? So they're both the thin skin units. They both have that CC curvature line, and again, you can see that I have my base units cut at the factory. I would rather them do that for an extra $10 versus me taking a chance at screwing them up. So right away, again, this is the UTS unit, very flexible, very light. This is the thin skin. CC curve on it, and this is the S1V unit, thin skin, CC curvature. From just touching the base unit on both, the UTS unit, which is right here, is definitely much thinner feeling. It doesn't feel as stiff. It has more flexibility. The S1V definitely feels thicker, right? And that makes sense because their website tells me that the S1V is actually a 0.08 millimeter and the UTS is a 0.03 millimeter. So those few 0.0 millimeters actually make a difference with the feel test. With the feel test on my hands and probably on my head too. It's winter time, actually it's late fall here in Kansas City, so both are going to be comfortable. I'm anticipating with the temperatures that we have outside, you know, we're in the low temperatures. This one probably is going to be maybe a little bit warmer in the summer. If you don't perspire like myself, my head rarely ever gets hot, rarely ever sweats. Both probably would work, but I'm going to start with this one, the thickest of the units. So this is 0.06 to 0.08 millimeters on the base. This is the S1V, and I'll be back once I get it all attached. So again, this is the S1V unit, and I just want to show you that this is the way that the base looks like really close up, right? Though the hair is still punched in, you don't see the knots. You see those little dashes? I'm assuming that's the V loop. So I already like the base much better because of the V loops versus the knots. Again, I'm not a fan of the knots. I can see them. I bet you probably no one else that doesn't wear hair notices them, but I notice them. This is the crown. This is what it's going to look like on top. That's really close up, right? Again, this is the S1V unit number 2, and I had Lordhair do the style for me. You know, I'm constantly asked what kind of products I use for my units, what do I use on my hair, how do I get it to stick down. I use this little foam head. I bought it off of Amazon.com. It helps me just stabilize my unit while I'm putting tape and adhesive on it. I use the Walker Tape Extra Hold, or Ultra Hold. I use this TDI water-based adhesive, and I use some alcohol, just the final after I put the tape on, and alcohol on my scalp. The Walker Ultra Hold I bought from Lordhair. It lasts a long time. It says 2 to 4 weeks, and I bet you every penny I've got that it lasts a good 3 to 4 weeks for me. This TDI water-based product I bought off of Amazon, I really like it. It lasts on the front, which I just use it on the front, for a good couple weeks. I only do a touch-up about every 10 to 12 days on the front. Alright, this is my base unit, the S1V. I've taped it all up. You know, this spot over here, I didn't intentionally do that, nor did I intentionally do that spot there. It's just the way I cut the tape. It doesn't matter, right? It's gonna stick on my head, I know that. This Walker Ultra Hold tape does very, very well. So my next clip is gonna be me actually wearing the unit, showing you my hairline. All right, so I have everything put on. It's attached with tape and the water-based adhesive in the front. You know, the thing I like about these skin units, whether it's a thicker base or the thinnest that they've got, this S1V, it's so light. You know, people will tell you that it's not breathable. So far, it seems okay. I can't feel it on my head. You know, when I scratch my head, it sounds like a normal scratching sound. I don't know if you have noticed anything with like a lace base. It sounds weird when you scratch it. At least to me, it does. But the most remarkable thing about any of these Lordhair units, whether it's lace or whether it's the skin that I'm using now, is the hairline. It just blows my mind every single time. I mean, it looks like it's coming right out of my scalp, not scalp, scalp. Sorry about that. You know, it looks good. I will touch it up in a couple weeks with some water-based adhesive again. It blends very well. I think the color matches very, very well. And again, this is the S1V unit from Lordhair. I like the front hairline looks good. When I feel it like this, I don't feel a lip. Yeah. Let me know what you think. Hey everyone, this is Michael. Just wanted to come back with you and let you know that I had a chance to review the S1V. About 9 days or 10 days is what I wore the unit. Good unit, real solid. Only thing that I noticed the more that I wore it was the front hairline. Although good, I could see the very front edge of the poly, which was odd. I didn't expect to see that. I'm assuming it's because it's a little thicker. Was it noticeable to everyone? Probably not. Was it noticeable to me? Yes, because I wear it every day and I'm constantly looking at it. I wear my hair up, I wear it over. This is not the S1V, this is the UTS, the ultra thin skin unit that I've got on right now. I put it on this morning. But anyway, getting back to the S1V, so I took it off this morning, real good shape still. I was able to take the tape off flawlessly, was able to get the glue adhesive in the front removed just fine. Cleanup was a breeze for me. I used a little bit of alcohol and some cotton balls, that's about it. The hair didn't shed that much, and again, I only wore it for 10 or 11 days, but all in all, was impressed with it. I just wasn't a big fan of the thickness of the front hairline. Everything else though was perfect. So the UTS, ultra thin skin. It's 0.03 millimeters. When I put it on this morning, it feels extremely light. The hair was real soft as well. The one thing that blew my mind is the hairline itself is amazing. So this is a close-up of it. You can't see the lip of the poly like I could on the S1V. So you can see it's graduated hairline in the front. Yeah, it looks good. I really, really like it. I can tell that it's already lighter unit on top of my head. I washed it this evening. It washed fine. It didn't shed. Again, I got this unit cut from Lordhair, the base cut and the haircut as well. Haircut is good. Needs to be a little bit shorter, but you know, for 20 bucks and I can trim a little bit on it at home, it works out for me really well. So looking forward to letting you know how removal goes and how about 10 days of wear, what it looks like then. Average lifespan for my personal experience on any poly system, short end 1 month, right? The thinner the base unit is, the less time you have. So 1 month to 3 months is what I've worn a poly system for. The S1V unit, that first unit that I had, the 0.08 millimeters, would probably last me a couple, 2-3 months easy, just because of the thickness of the base. This UTS that I have on now, I'm very curious to see. It is thin. It's very, very thin. You got to be really careful with the base, that's for sure. So anyway, I'll talk to you soon. And once again, this is the UTS unit on my head. Thanks. Enjoy. Hey there, it's Michael again. Just wanted to come back in and let you get a 10, maybe this is day 11, update on the UTS unit that I've got on. This is by Lordhair. This is the 0.03 millimeter ultra thin skin, poly skin, whatever you might want to call it, in a number 2. I've had it on for almost 2 weeks. I've taken it off once before a couple days ago, just to see if I could take it off, see how the maintenance was. It's thin, right? So you have to be really, really careful. I use tape around the base and glue in the front. Comparing this unit to the S1V, which I had on about 2 weeks ago, this one you need to take your time with. It's easy to rip the base. I didn't rip the base, but you have to really take your time. Use alcohol, use adhesive remover, just take your time. The big noticeable difference between this and the S1V unit is absolutely the front hairline. This is amazing. You don't really, for me, I don't see it. The S1V unit that I had, you can see a little bit of a lip of the poly. I typically wear my hair like this, kind of up, a little bit down, nothing too crazy. But for the S1V unit, for me, it's just a little bit too thick. It felt fine. It was very, very lightweight. I didn't get hot in it. For me, though, the front hairline just wasn't as realistic as what I needed. So again, this is the UTS 0.03 millimeter poly thin skin unit. Would definitely order it again. Again, the only downfall of it is maybe the durability of it. I'm thinking I can probably get this unit to last me 60 days. 3 months would be pushing it. This is the V-looped hair. I've noticed a little bit of shedding, but nothing too crazy. Again, the unit's pretty new, but all in all, very, very happy with it. So comparison again between the UTS unit and the S1V unit. Thanks.